In 2007, SunDog Solar began working on creating the first carbon-neutral manufacturing and office facility in Columbia County. Their building has been insulated on the exterior with closed-cell soy spray, foam insulation, double storm windows, a solar array, a solar thermal rooftop array, and is heated with a waste vegetable oil 50,000 BTU boiler. Well, these green building improvements will be replicated at the mill, the future site of Solaqua Power and Art, and serve as prototypes for other commercial and industrial buildings. Just one of the many projects underway at SunDog Solar at Solaqua, a full-service consultation and insulation company offering residential and commercial renewable energy systems and services that help consumers improve energy efficiency, reduce energy spending, and ultimately increase building performance. Betsy Wyman is Vice President of SunDog Solar, and she joins us this morning. Good morning, Betsy. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's great to have you here. So give us a sense of exactly how this whole thing got started, SunDog Solar, because obviously we have known about solar energy for a long, long time. It has sort of gone in and out of popularity. And you've been around for how long, SunDog Solar has?
We've been around since 2006.
Okay. So since that time, we've really seen a revival in an interest in solar. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now, the rebates, incentives, and the advantages of solar have never been as good. So that's why solar energy is increasing all over the nation.
When we talk about the rebates, this is something that comes out of a sense that this is a good thing, right? That we want to encourage this type of energy production.
Right, yeah. The rebates actually come from the system's benefit charge that we all pay in our electric bills, and that goes to the Public Service Commission, which then gives it to NYSERDA, the New York State Energy Research Development Authority, and they manage the PV rebate program. So if you want to install a grid-connected PV system, which will provide electricity from the sun to your home, they can give you some money for that if you use a NYSERDA-eligible installer. You have to comply with the program requirements, but the rebates are quite good. They're $3 a watt up to 4 kilowatts for grid-connected systems, residential systems.
So how do you work with NYSERDA? Do you just follow their guidelines, or do you work together in concert with them?
Well, we are we have 2 NYSERDA-eligible installers on staff. So in order to procure the rebates, we have to submit the necessary paperwork, and they have to approve the system every step of the way. Right. And then the rebates are given.
For the average homeowner, the step one for them usually is what? I mean, there's an interest in saving money,
right.
I assume.
Yeah. There's the step one for them would be a preliminary, what we call a preliminary site evaluation, where they give me a call on the phone and they say, okay, I'm interested in saving money. And I ask them about their family and their situation. And then I go on satellite imagery available over the internet, and I look at their home, and I look and see if there are any trees in the way or if they have a good spot for solar.
You spy on them.
Right. Well, it's not live, so I can't see what they're doing. But yes, I look at their property and I can see if the home faces south, if they've got a nice open area. Because the important thing with solar is that you really want full sun all day. And so we need to put either the photovoltaic panels or the solar hot water panels in a place where they're going to have full sun.
Looking at your job, I mean, obviously, this is what I get from SunDog, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I was mentioning the creation of this first carbon neutral manufacturing and office facility. So you are also in the business, I mean, you're in the business of installing these systems, but you're also in the business of trying to figure out new ways to use solar energy.
Well, let me tell you how SunDog came about.
Okay.
SunDog Solar is the first incubator business to launch from the Solaqua Power and Art project. And Jody Rail, the president of our company, he owned the property that was the former Columbia Box board mill in Chatham, New York. And he we wanted to redevelop that into an industrial arts center powered by renewable energy. And rather than hiring a firm to do that, he said, let's create our own firm. He always wanted to have a renewable energy firm. He was always very, very interested in renewable energy and tinkered with it in his earlier life. He said, let's create a firm. The time is right. And so we created SunDog Solar to do this work for the Solaqua project. And as soon as we created the company, people started coming to us and saying, hey, can you put solar on my house? Can you put solar on my business? And that's how the business grew.
What I find fascinating about the business, that you have a news section on your website, and there are archived press releases from the past several months. And it seems that any politician who is running for an office is going to make a stop by your place, because it's an example, as you say, this business incubator, it's an example of what can be done with green energy.
Right. I mean, the SunDog Solar business that we've created has created 12 green-collar jobs over the past 2 or 3 years. And it's a local, Hudson Valley firm. It's family-owned. And we sell renewable energy systems. So what politician wouldn't want to get behind that?
When you look, what is Solaqua ultimately? I mean, SunDog Solar is separate from Solaqua. Right.
And the Solaqua campus is where our building is located, and where the former Columbia Boxboard company is located. And so we decided that, being a renewable energy company, we didn't want to just talk about, lowering your carbon footprint. We wanted to set an example for the community and for the residents. And so we became very committed to doing everything we could to make this a carbon neutral facility. And we did, with all of the projects that we put on. You started to, in telling the history, was an answer to the question I was asking about the invention part of the creative part of coming up with new ways to use solar energy. But that's very much still a part of your mission then. Sure. One of the projects that, we're always looking for different ways to use renewable energy. And one of the projects that we're working on right now is to use solar thermal energy that creates captures the heat from the sun, and using it to run an absorption chiller. So you're actually using the sun's heat in the middle of the summer to run this machinery that creates cooling for your building. So it's not a common use of solar, but it's one of the things we're working on to help push it to the forefront so that more people can take advantage of this. An absorption chiller. Absorption chiller. I've never heard of that before. Fascinating. Yeah. Sounds like a lovely beverage as well. Well, for more information about SunDog Solar, you can go to their website, which is www.sundogsolar.net, and they will tell you all the information that you need to know. Very comprehensive website. Betsy Wyman is Vice President of SunDog Solar, and I thank you very much for being here, and best of luck with your great work. Thank you so much.